Howard Robert Hughes, Jr. was one of the most influential aviators in history. He set multiple world air speed records, built the Hughes H-1 Racer and H-4 Hercules, better known to history as the Spurs Goose aircraft, created the flush-mounted rivet, and acquired and expanded Trans World Airlines, which later merged with American Airlines. On September 13, 1935, Hughes, flying the H-1, set the land speed record of 352 miles per hour over his test court near Santa Fe, California. A year and a half later, on January 19, 1937, flying the same H-1 Racer fitted with larger wings, Hughes set a new transcontinental airspeed record by flying nonstop from Los Angeles to Newark in 7 hours, 28 minutes, and 25 seconds. Many groundbreaking technologies were developed during the construction process, including individually machined flush rivets that left the aluminum skin of the aircraft completely smooth. The Hughes H-1 also had retractable landing gear to further increase the speed of the aircraft, including a fully retractable hydraulically actuated tailskid. The Hughes H-1 Racer is thought to have influenced the design of a number of World War II fighters such as the Mitsubishi Zero, the Focke-Wulf FW-190, and the F-8F Bearcat, although these have never been reliably confirmed. Another of Howard Hughes' aviation accomplishments was flying around the world in a new record time. On July 10, 1938, Hughes set another world record by completing a flight around the world in just 91 hours, 3 days and 19 hours, beating the previous record by more than 4 hours. For this flight, he flew a Lockheed Super Electra, a twin-engine transport with a 4-man crew. Fitted with the latest radio and navigation equipment, Hughes wanted the flight to be a triumph of American aviation technology, illustrating the safe, long-distance air travel was possible. One of Hughes' greatest accomplishments in his own eyes is when he finished building the Hughes H-4 Hercules in 1947. The Hercules flew only once for 1 mile at 70 feet above the water, with Hughes at the controls on November 2, 1947. The concept of the Hercules was originally conceived by industrialist Henry J. Kaiser, who teamed with Hughes to build the aircraft. Later, Henry would abandon the project and leave the project to Hughes to finish it. The Hercules is the largest flying boat ever built and had the largest wingspan of any aircraft in history. The one invention that made Howard Hughes make so much money was the creation of flush rivet, or also called the countersink rivet. A countersink rivet is a type of fastener that has a head even with or below the plane of the connected material. Which makes a countersink rivet different from a standard rivet is the head. In a normal rivet, the head creates a rounded bump on the surface of the material. A countersink rivet's head is pressed out into the cavity of the material, removing the bump. These rivets are typically used for aesthetic reasons or to reduce drag on an airplane. In 1939, Hughes' fame and fortune caught the attention of Jack Fry, the president of TWA. Fry was brutally feuding with the board members who were arguing against new plane purchases. At Fry's arguing, Hughes quickly bought up a majority of TWA stock and took over the company. Now that Hughes owned TWA, federal law permitted him from building his own planes. Seeking a plane which could perform better than TWA's current fleet of Boeing Stratosliners, Hughes approached Boeing's competitor, Lockheed. The end result was the revolutionary new plane, the Constellation. The Constellation's pressurized cabin allowed the plane to fly at greater altitudes, enabling the plane to fly above most air turbulence. This provided passengers with a more comfortable flying experience. The rarefied air at that altitude also cuts down on drag, enabling the plane to cruise at an incredible speed of 280 miles per hour, dramatically faster than its competitors. Over the next decade, Hughes and TWA would profit from the tremendous success of the Constellation and its successor, the Super Constellation. Seeking to take TWA into the jet age, Hughes in 1956 placed an order for a fleet of Boeing 707s at the cost of $4 million. Without Hughes' involvement in TWA, the company wouldn't have been as successful as it was. With all the accomplishments Howard Hughes has done made him one of the most influential aviators in history. To this day, no one knows how great of a man Howard Hughes really was.